Hello students and welcome to your English language class. Today in this class we'll continue learning about direct and indirect speech. Now we've already learned so many rules about direct and indirect speech, and we have also done some practice exercise. So now let us start studying from change of narration for sentence types. Now you know there are different types of sentences: declarative sentence, interrogative sentences, negative sentences, exclamatory sentences, and so on. So there are some guidelines for changing the narration from direct to indirect speech according to the types of sentences. Now firstly we have to analyze the type of sentence, and then accordingly we have to change the narration. Okay, now let's look at the rules for different types of sentences in detail. First is your declarative sentences. Now you have already learnt in earlier classes how the rules for narration change for declarative sentences. Let us do a quick recapitulation of what we know about these rules. The reporting verb said is changed into told when an object or addressee is mentioned or inferred. Okay, if there is a mention of an object or an addressee in the subject, like for example, Dheeraj said to me, okay, then you'll write Dheeraj told me. So the reporting verb said will be changed to told. Okay, if there is an object or an addressee in the subject given, okay, or in the sentence given. Dheeraj said to me, I don't know the answer. So Dheeraj told me that he didn't know the answer. Otherwise, you won't change. Okay, you won't change the reporting verb said. Like for example, Elena said, I'm very happy today. So here there is no addressee. Okay, Alina ने ये बात किसको कही ये हमें नहीं पता. So we won't change the reporting verb and we let it be. Elena said that he was very happy that day. Okay, अगर brackets में या वैसे दिया होता Elena said to me, then we could have changed the reporting verb to told. Okay. Next is the conjunction that is used to join the reported speech with the main or reporting sentence, that you already know. We have discussed in the rules earlier. Like Ali said, my favorite color is blue. So we'll use the conjunction that here. Ali said that his favorite color was blue. The tenses, personal pronouns, and words denoting time, place, and position are changed according to the rules discussed above. Okay. The following verbs can also be used to replace the reporting verb said in indirect speech. You can use admit, claim, explain, mention, promise, report, answer, clarify, express, object, protest, request, argue, complain, guess, observe, remark, submit, assure plus object, declare, indicate, plead, remind plus object, urge, boast, deny, insist, point out, and reply. Okay, so these are a few verbs which you can use in place of the reporting verb said. Okay, but first you have to analyze the type of sentence, whether it's a complaint, whether it's a promise, or whatever the reported speech is. Okay, or whatever the quoted speech is. Okay, in the direct speech, then only you'll use the reporting verb accordingly. Now, use of infinitives in indirect speech. We sometimes use the following combination to replace the reporting verbs say in indirect speech: agree, offer, promise, refuse, threaten plus infinitive. Like for example, Vineet told Geeta, I will wait for you till you finish your work. That's on the direct speech. Vineet agreed to wait for Geeta till she finished her work. Okay, so this is infinitive. Agreed to wait. Okay, so to wait is infinitive. Rita said, I will not cook. Rita refused to cook. So to cook is infinitive. And you can use any of these verbs given in the box above. Okay. Now, here's one practice exercise for you. Let's try this. Change the narration of the following declarative sentences from direct speech to indirect speech. The English teacher said to the principal, I shall conduct a few tutorial sessions for the students whose grammar is weak. The English teacher told the principal that she should conduct a few tutorial session for the students whose grammar was weak. Okay. Second is, the robber said to Mrs. Das, "Hand me the key to the safe." The robber asked Mrs. Das to hand him the key to the safe. Okay. Next is, I said to the superintendent, "The people in your office are so rude that they don't even answer our polite queries." So I complained to the superintendent that the people in his office were so rude that they didn't even answer our polite queries. Next is, Girish said to Khushbu, "Look, your bag is unzipped." So Girish pointed out to Khushbu that her bag was unzipped. Now, अब हम look जो है उसको कैसे replace करेंगे? We'll just write point out. Okay. So Girish pointed out to Khushbu that her bag was unzipped. Next is, Hema said to her mother, "I need to go to the market right now, so I will be borrowing the bicycle." So Hema told her mother that she needed to go to the market right then, so she would be borrowing the bicycle. Okay. Next is, she said to me, "I am returning the book I borrowed from you yesterday." So she informed me that she was returning the book she borrowed from me the previous day. Okay. I said to him, "Don't worry, as there is enough time to get ready." I told him not to worry, as there was enough time to get ready. Robin said to Rebecca, "They may not invite me." Robin told Rebecca that they might not invite him. The founder of the school said to my father, "The school shall serve the society." The founder of the school told my father that the school should serve the society. Now read the following conversation between two friends, John and Rashida. Okay. About global warming. Change the conversation into indirect speech and write the whole conversation in your notebook in form of a report. Now you have to change these direct speech form of narration into indirect speech. Like for example, first sentence is John, "Hi, what are you reading?" Rashida. So John asked Rashida what she was reading. Okay, this is how you will write. Second is Rashida, "I was reading an article about the global warming." So Rashida replied to John that she was reading an article about the global warming. So this is how you'll just write this entire conversation in the indirect speech form. Okay, and you'll just write all these in your grammar notebook. Next is from indirect to direct speech. Now you have to reverse all that you have learned till now. Okay, now we have already learned how to change direct speech into indirect speech. Now we have to reverse the entire procedure and we have to convert indirect speech into direct speech. Okay. So while changing the narration from indirect to direct speech, firstly, the word say or said is most commonly used as the reporting verb. That we already know. Okay, we'll not use all these verbs that we have learnt in the on the previous page, like promise or boast, deny, insist, but we'll just simplify it and we'll use the reporting verb say or said. The conjunction used to link the reporting sentence to the reported speech is removed. Now you already know that whenever we convert direct speech into indirect speech, we always use the conjunction that. So while you are changing indirect to direct, we'll remove the conjunction that. Okay, and it is replaced with a comma followed by inverted commas. Example, Rita told me that she would help me with my work, indirect speech. So here the conjunction that. Okay, so Rita said, the conjunction that will be removed here. Rita said, comma, inverted comma start, I shall help you with your work. Okay, full stop, inverted commas, end. Now the tense of the reported speech is changed. If required, the pronouns, possessive adjectives and adverbials in the reported speech are also changed appropriately. Now for example, he said that he wanted to give his book to Rajan that day. So यहाँ पे जो pronoun है he, that will change into I, wanted will change into want, his will change into my, and that day into today. So he said, comma, inverted comma start, I want to give my book to Rajan today. Okay. Okay. So in the previous example, while changing the narration from indirect speech to direct speech, the conjunction that is removed and a comma is used to separate the reporting sentence and the reported speech, that you already know. The quoted speech is put within inverted commas. The verb of the reported speech is changed from simple past to simple present tense. And the third person singular masculine personal pronoun he is changed into the first person singular pronoun personal pronoun I. The possessive adjective his is changed to my, and the adverbial that day is changed into today. Okay, so these are few changes that you must keep in mind whenever you are changing indirect speech into direct speech. Now here's one more practice exercise. Let's do this one also. Change the narration of the following sentences from indirect to direct speech. So first one is, her mother replied that she would always support her. So इसका direct speech form क्या बनेगा? Her mother said, comma, inverted comma start, I will always support you. Full stop, inverted commas, end. Okay. Second is, she said that she had made a grave mistake. So she said, comma, quotation marks, I have made a grave mistake, full stop, quotation mark, end. Third is, you told her that she had been making such mistakes for a long time. So you said to her, comma, in quotation mark start, you have been making such mistakes for a long time, full stop, quotation marks, end. Fourth is, I suggested to him that he could stay with us for a month. Fourth is, I told him, comma, quotation marks, you can stay with us for a month, full stop, quotation marks, end. Fifth is, you told me that you were leaving that day itself. So you said, comma, within quotation marks you will write, I am leaving today itself. Okay. Next is, she told me that the clothes were swept off the clothesline. She said, comma, within quotation marks you will write, the clothes are swept off the clothesline. And the last one is, his boss instructed him to finish all his work before he left. So his boss said, comma, within quotation marks you will write, finish all your work before you leave. Okay, so this is how you'll change the narration from from indirect speech to direct speech. Okay, so just keep in mind all the rules that we have learned so far, and you'll be able to master it. Okay, so just do all these exercises in your grammar notebook and submit your homework by 3 o'clock tomorrow. Thank you for watching this video.